I'm Ned Seago, and I am the stage door manager of the theatre, which I have been since 1998, full-time, since Sally Green took over the theatre. I started here in November 1986 as full-time, and I've been working for Sally now ever since. And as I said earlier, I'm now stage door manager, which is do you know, it's amazing. I wouldn't say that I was a starry sort of person, but it does give me somehow a sort of kick when some people walk through the door, and these are people that I have grown up watching.
My name is Gerald Armin, and I'm the proprietor of Waterloo East Theatre. I discovered the unused railway arch back in 2009. The idea behind Waterloo East Theatre was I was always looking for a space, because as a producer it's always very tricky to find good spaces to put on productions, and I've been producing for about 8 to 9 years, and I was always looking for a place. Then I discovered this space here, and I thought, well, why not open the space ourselves and produce stuff in-house, as well as giving other producers the opportunity to produce stuff on a smaller scale in a very good place. Since opening, we've done a real mixture of plays, musicals, cabaret and comedy. A lot of the musicals that we've done here have been very popular and have moved on to other spaces. We've done world premieres of plays. There have been 2 which have actually played here, are now in treatment to be turned into movies, which has been very exciting. We've had a number of plays which have been nominated for the Off West End Awards, and we've had a whole host of TV comics coming here, trying out the material before they go on their national tours. The biggest bonus was that we ended up landing in what was called the Waterloo Cultural Quarter, with the Old Vic just up the road, the Young Vic. We've also got the National Theatre, and also some other smaller venues around us as well. So it was quite ideal. I found the space because we were plonk right in. Access to it was easy from the tube, and also people walking past.
A show can just come to the Young Vic, and they know there's something special happening. They know there is something magical happening within this building, and even just by sitting in the bar, you're a part of that. You are sort of the mise en scène of the Young Vic just by sitting here and having a drink. And it's very special the way that the Young Vic has created this, because not many theatres can capture it the way that the Young Vic has, I think. I'm very fortunate to work here.
Moved to this area 20 years ago, and I live in those little 2 up, 2 down houses, which have become something rather chic and different to what they were 20 years ago. We've always been, I think, social pioneers to a certain extent, and we liked the era we moved into because it was really mixed and interesting. And of course, with the prosperity that's come to the South Bank, Rupert Street has changed a lot, and that's quite interesting to see. I think our low-rise living is good, and it's a very friendly area, and all of that is good. Meanwhile, all around us, everything is getting really tall. And that is presenting all kinds of problems, not only social.
Here comes round, which is a big tarmacked open space called the Marlborough, and we did a mini Olympics there last year when the Olympics was on, and it was challenged straight at the schools, Liz's school and a couple of the other schools in the area that don't have any play facilities really, or certainly any sports facilities. And right at the heart of that, in the fundraising, in the communication, in the consultation, there were young people involved in every step of the way. And two secondary schools that we got heavily involved with, the Globe Academy and a girls' school and a boys' school, secondary school further up around the corner. And they got heavily involved in the consultation, using that dirty word, the building of it, and also now the running of it. And I'm hoping that some of those volunteers who are starting to run this, it's not finished yet, we've got a few more facilities to build there, fundraise, blah, blah, blah. But I'm hoping that some of those volunteers can skill up and act towards then running sports events there. And I might just finish with a really lovely little story about people called Athletic Hub, or Hub Athletic. You guys might know them. They work with young people doing football training, and they have this fantastic thing where they don't have referees, right? And the game starts, and there's no referee. There's a circle on the ground where if there's a foul, you go and debate that foul. So the first foul of the game, there's a long debate as to whether it's a foul or not and who is to blame. And then the other guys there think, actually, we don't want this talk all the time. We want to sort this out really quickly. So they sort it out really quickly. And that goes on for about 5 minutes. Then suddenly, the game starts spinning, and there's no referee. Now, I'd love that to be drawn out and wind out, and the Premiership to be non-referee. Diving stops, all that kind of thing. And it's a great thing. And that, and Hub Athletic are now, with BOSS, with Bankside Open Spaces Trust, are getting those kids through, and they're getting their badge, they're getting their training badge, so they're also training up new kids coming through. And that's the kind of thing that's happening around the Marlborough Playground. And neighbourhood planning, if you have a neighbourhood plan in your area, which takes a while to do, and South Bank is just starting their forum now, which is fantastic, they will be able to get 25% of the Section 106, or the SIL, that comes to this area from developers. And that'll be quite a lot of money. If you can imagine the Shell Centre going up now, quite a lot of money coming out of that. Now that could be turned around in a policy, in a neighbourhood plan, to say that this developer needs to provide some affordable business space for community enterprise, and it could be phrased in any way. You can be really clever about this, and then that becomes enshrined in planning law. It gets voted on at the end of the day, and it gets enshrined in planning law, so that developer developing that thing has to provide some affordable business space within the development, or affordable commercial space.
And they poured the food into my rucksack, and the class discovered Morley College. And at the time, the Inner London Education Authority was still in operation. Hooray! And that was wonderful, because the whole place of enrolment, there were like queues down the street, and people were falling over each other, because if you were on benefit, you could do a course for £1 for the whole term. And bless you, and it would cost 50p to join the library and the canteen for the year. The canteen was amazing.